your phone starts ringing. For a split second, your heart skips a beat. Not because you're excited, but because of a mounting sense of dread. Why is this person calling me? Why didn't they just text? Did someone die? Am I in trouble? In the last decade, we've witnessed one of the fastest shifts in human communication history. We've gone from a society that spent hours on landlines to a generation that views an unscheduled phone call as a digital home invasion. Today, we're diving into the psychology of why we prefer texting over calling and why your phone anxiety is actually a deeply logical response to the modern world. The primary psychological difference between a call and a text comes down to one concept: synchronicity. A phone call is synchronous. It happens in real time. It's like a tennis match. If someone hits the ball to you, you have to hit it back immediately, or the game stops. This creates a high cognitive load. You have to listen, process, and formulate a response all within milliseconds. Texting, however, is asynchronous. You receive the ball, but you can let it sit on the court for 5 minutes, an hour, or a day. This gives us something psychologists call impression management. When we text, we are the editors of our own lives. We can delete a typo, rephrase a joke that sounded too aggressive, or wait until we're in a better mood to reply. In a world where we are constantly judged for what we say, texting offers a safety net for our social ego. Have you ever noticed that you're more comfortable talking on the phone when you're alone in a room versus in a crowded elevator? This is the spotlight effect. When you're on a phone call in public, you feel like everyone is listening to your half of the conversation. But there's a deeper psychological layer here. In psychology, Albert Mehrabian's famous studies suggest that a huge portion of communication is nonverbal. On a phone call, you lose 55% of the data, the facial expressions and body language. This creates a communication gap. Your brain has to work overtime to fill in the missing cues. Is that silence on the other end a thoughtful pause? Or are they annoyed? Without visual feedback, our brains often default to the worst-case scenario. Texting, ironically, is less stressful because we know the cues are missing, so we don't try as hard to hunt for them. There's also the entitlement factor. A phone call is an interruptive demand. By calling someone, you are essentially saying, whatever you are doing right now is less important than what I want to say to you. Research from University of California, Irvine, shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get back to deep focus after an interruption. Texting respects boundaries. It says, here's some information. Look at it when you have the mental capacity. In our hustle culture or burnout era, we guard our time fiercely. We prefer texting because it allows us to multitask. We can talk to our best friend while buying groceries, watching Netflix, or let's be honest, sitting in a boring meeting. But here's the catch. Psychology tells us that while texting is more efficient, it's significantly less effective for human connection. A study published in the journal Computers and Human Behavior found that people feel significantly more connected after a voice conversation than a text-based one, because texting lacks prosody. The rhythm and intonation of voice is a breeding ground for negative bias. If you're already feeling anxious, you'll read a short text as angry or dismissive, even if the sender was just busy. We're trading depth for convenience. By avoiding the meannesses of a phone call, we're also losing the micro-moments of vulnerability, the laughter, the sighs, the shaky voice that actually build trust between humans. We are becoming digitally connected but emotionally isolated. So, is the phone call dead? Not quite. The psychological shift toward texting isn't because we've become antisocial. It's because our environments have become too stimulating. We use texting as a shield to protect our peace and our time. But here's my challenge for you. The next time you have something meaningful to say, something that requires more than a thumbs-up emoji, try hitting the call button. Yes, it's unpredictable. Yes, it's uneditable. But that's exactly what makes it human. Do you get phone call anxiety? Or are you the person who calls everyone unannounced? Let me know in the comments. If you found this look into the psychology of communication helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the human mind. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to go put my phone on Do Not Disturb.